Hey guys, it's me, Big Jack 24 here, and today I'm going to be reacting to Jimmy Kimmel on angry Trump mob storming the Capitol. And at first I thought that, oh wow, this is not going to be useful. And then I watched it and I saw on how it actually explains what I couldn't explain on Wednesday. So yeah, this was also made on Wednesday. And I just want to say is that what he's about to say here is pretty much what I couldn't really get out from my own mouth on Wednesday, and also part of it is going to be featuring just a few jokes in it, and just warning that this is indeed going to be a little bit mature, but at the same time, it wouldn't be that mature where I would need a restriction over it, but. I do want to say that all the copyright belongs to Jimmy Kimmel, as I'm making no claim over his video, but just simply trying to get a better explanation on what happened on Wednesday for y'all who didn't know what I was trying to not go and say. But anyways, Kimmel, do what you do best.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Thank you for joining us for the treason finale of the Donald Trump era. This was one of those days that
Yep, that is a very good point. The treason finale of the Donald Trump era. That is very indeed accurate.
I always assumed was behind us. This is not
Same.
the sort of thing that I ever imagined would happen in this country in my lifetime.
Nor my lifetime. I never imagined that that out of anything in my life that not once would anyone would dare try storming the capital of the U.S. I mean, it sure made sense back in 1814 with the British in the War of 1812, but that was before America had its nuclear and military powerful arsenal that it has today. Let's continue.
The President of the United States, because he is too angry, too insecure, and too incompetent to deal with the fact that he lost an election, a fair election, an election that was no different than any other election, an election he lost by 7 million votes and 70 electors, turns an angry mob against members of Congress and his own vice president, not to mention
Yep, that is pretty much a day that I never thought that I should ever see. See?
endangering the Capitol Police.
Wait,
Those
what?
blue lights.
Please tell me that I'm not seeing a Nazi sign here. Please tell me that I'm not seeing a Nazi sign here. If I'm seeing a Nazi sign here, then I know immediately who to blame. Not the Nazis, but the neo-Nazis. Those sick cultists. I really need to go and fight them. Need to warn the dangers of becoming a neo-Nazi. Seriously, those guys are one of the worst things to ever come out of the Nazis, neo-Nazis, and plus it doesn't help that they're pretty much evil as hell.
He claims matter so much to him. Trumpers today breached the Capitol walls. They stormed the Senate chamber, fighting with police.
This is what I seen on the camera earlier that day as well. So I seen this footage all too well, and I was honestly shocked and scared of the footage that I was seeing. And just to tell you, the only time when I ever felt this shocked and this scared from watching the news was actually on 9/11. So yeah. So yeah. So you can imagine on how scared I felt when I was watching this. Trust me, I love my country very much, and I hate to see it go for any problem. But unlike any problems before that, pretty much that seeing any national tragedy on the U.S. is pretty much just a bullet to me, and it just hurts. It's like I can't bear to see my country just go so far down a rabbit hole that it was already going out of. Oh no.
Windows, stealing things. Weirdly, the only respect that was shown was for the velvet ropes. For whatever reason.
What? You gotta be joking. Trump followers only followed the rules of the red rope? Velvet rope? Or whatever you call it? That they only followed those rules? Alright, you need to be kidding me. That is literally the most somewhat decent respect I've ever seen in a riot. For crying out loud. These rioters, have any idea what you're supposed to do in a riot. But one thing is for sure, you're not supposed to be storming the U.S. Capitol and not expect to not be arrested. By the way, majority of these guys and girls were indeed arrested. They're indeed arrested over the weekend. A few days after this video was published, and I can definitely tell you who did. Anyone who didn't wear a face mask, which was majority of the Trump rioters here. Oh yeah, you can probably guess who got recognized immediately by the FBI. Not sponsored by the FBI, it's just a direct actual evidence thing. And no, I'm not sponsored by the FBI. If I was, that would be awesome. But at the same time, that would be kind of scary since I'm not sure if the FBI seen what I've been watching in my free time. If they have, then I would need to definitely send a few hundred gift baskets to an FBI agent or something. Yeah, don't question what I do in my free time.
Stayed within the velvet ropes. Maybe they should put those around the whole building and they'd stay out. Trespassers roamed the halls. They broke into offices.
Yeah, that's sadly true.
This creep took a seat at Nancy Pelosi's.
I'm sorry, but this guy who pretty much did. I saw the actual footage of him posting the picture of him sitting on Nancy Pelosi's desk stealing a thing. I was glad when they caught this creep. Seriously, they caught him, locked him up in Little Rock. Good job, Arkansas. You did one good job so far, and now you need to arrest other protesters that were there. Anyways, you decide to literally lean back on the chair, making yourself comfy. I'm sorry, this ain't your office. It definitely ain't where you should be. And also, why are you in her office? Seriously, what is she doing? I'm so wrong. And oh wait, come to think of it, yeah, I probably worded that wrong. Anyways, if y'all are angry at me, go take it down in the comments, since I really am not in the mood to hear it now. And also, it's because y'all can't even talk to me, since this is literally a video, and I'm recording a video, and you guys literally only talk to me for the comments.
He took a piece of mail off her desk. The Capitol was besieged by MAGA hatters in all manner of crazy costumes. It was like a psychotic Price is Right audience forcibly taking control of the Plinko wheel.
I'm still trying. Hold on, wait. The Price is Right? Oh my goodness, I haven't seen that show in ages.
There was a man dressed up as a Viking.
Alright, that is kind of. That's weirdly that dressing up as a Viking. That's weirdly offensive.
Capitol building.
Since you. Oh, here's actually something that I didn't see. Some protesters are wearing face masks. Finally, people are wearing masks in a Trump crowd. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm just excited. Boom, face mask. Only if all of them were wearing face masks, then I would have considered that this riot would have been at least still horrible, but let's face it, at least they're taking a huge step in the right direction fighting the coronavirus.
This guy made off with a podium.
What? Why would a guy take a podium? For crying out loud. I'm literally wondering, what are you going to use that podium for? Seriously. Are you actively making speeches all day, or what? you're not going to really need a podium for anything, and also we can probably just track you down and arrest you. Are you seriously this stupid?
Lawmakers had to scramble to the basement for cover. Mitch McConnell had to crawl into his protective shell.
That's true. Both things are true. Except that Mitch McConnell either stayed locked in his office or went down to the basement. I actually didn't know which he did, but the joke of him being a turtle is honestly too funny at this point not to be considered not true.
Mike Pence was evacuated. Earlier in the day, Mike Pence almost evacuated himself when he had to call the president to tell him he would not be doing his bidding. Trump really put the squeeze on the old Pence dispenser last night. He wrote, if Vice...
Trump, here's the difference between you and Mike Pence. Well, not that much different, but the only real difference I see is that Pence at least understands when you're pushing the limits of the Constitution too far. Too far is, yes, I am indeed aware that Pence has his flaws, and quite honestly, I know he's literally full of crap. Seriously, it's why a fly landed him during the vice president debate. Oh yeah, that was funny. Also, yeah. So I am indeed going to. Sorry about that. I'm literally recording this by the time I should actually be sleeping. Since I actually have to get more and more sleep. It's kind of annoying for me. Like, I also stay up due to some parts of insomnia. It's been keeping me up so late. I have to get up so early as well. It ain't helpful. Anyways, let's see. What did Trump tweeted? All right, if Vice President Mike Pence comes for us, we would win. Isn't see many states want to decertify the mistake they made in certifying incorrect or fraudulent numbers in a process not approved by the state's legislators, which it must be. Mike can send it back. Yep. At this point, Trump, this is the mistake you made here. You just placed too much pressure on a vice president, and unfortunately for you, Trump, vice presidents understand the limits of taking over for a president if a president's not willing to cooperate with the law. And unfortunately for you, Trump, you are so far the only president that I known for literally getting into more deep scandals than Richard Nixon.
President Mike Pence comes through for us, we will win the presidency. And he kept that up this morning. He wrote, all Mike Pence has to do is send them back to the...
Alright, wait, what? Alright, so this is very, very incorrect. Trump, I have no idea where you're from. No, wait, hold on, what am I talking about? Of course I know where you're from, Trump. You're from New York. And unfortunately for you, Trump, you can't just go and say an election's rigged because you didn't win. It would be like saying, alright, I flip a coin. Heads I win. When tails you lose. I flip a coin, it lands on tails, and I say, alright, I still win. You would be asking how, and then you would be given some BS. And that's exactly what's happening with Trump and the election results. This is so annoying.
So we win. Do it, Mike. This is a time for extreme courage. Instead, the vice poodle took a little dump in Trump's golden slippers. If thinking your vice president can award you a presidency you didn't win isn't delusion, I don't know what is. But
well, I know what's even more delusional. All right, here, guys. Countries coming back to America to trying to restore democracy and kick out a dictator that might form in America. That is indeed Hold on, what did he say?
Afford you a presidency you didn't win isn't delusion?
Oh yeah, that is all. No, yeah, that is somewhat delusional. Yeah, if you think about it, boom, countries trying to restore what the U.S. did to them. Oh yeah, that's definitely out the window. Maybe not for Taiwan or South Korea or Japan, but still, you get the point.
I don't know what is, but apparently that was finally too much for Mike Pence, who released a statement today. It said, "It is my considered judgment that my oath to support and defend the Constitution constrains me from claiming unilateral authority to determine which electoral votes should be counted and which should not." And that statement went over about as well as you might expect it would. Trump lashed out. Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution. Well, you know what?
I'm actually going to quickly read this out loud. Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution. That is definitely BS, Trump. You literally nearly killed our Constitution. By that, I mean you literally had a riot go to the Capitol and nearly, oh, I don't know, destroy the House of Representatives, Congressmen. Oh, yeah, it's all there. It's all there, Trump. You're definitely doing your duty at protecting our country and the Constitution. I'm doing that stupid smile and thumbs up thing that I usually do whenever I think I'm being too sarcastically funny. And yes, there is a mirror that I'm looking at where I'm doing that in as well.
Constitution. Wow, you know what? First, Kim and Kanye, and now Trump and Pence. Very sad.
I didn't really care for either Kim or Kanye or even for Trump and Pence. Well, I mean, I kind of thought that Pence would take over due to Trump either. I don't want to make this sound rude since I don't really want to see any president die. But when Trump was in the hospital with COVID, I'm like, all right, Pence, just be ready to take over presidency since Trump might, not make it. And the reason why I'm sounding sad for this is just that I really don't like Trump, but at the same time, he's a president, and if you want a president to die, then that's pretty much directly saying that you hate your country, and it's kind of hard for me to say that. It's like I don't want him to die, but at the same time, I just really do. It's like saying you don't want, but it's what you do want. People would understand what I mean.
Trump was reportedly still stewing, angry at Mike Pence when he made the speech today that caused all this mess. Benedict Donald made an appearance at what was billed as the Rally to Save America. His speech was historic. Never before have so many people gathered to watch a president masturbate.
Oh my goodness! All right. That is hilarious. I have to give that to Kimmel. That is hilarious. But if Trump has actually did indeed say that, oh my goodness, Trump, what are you doing if you literally said that? Oh my goodness, I'm not even faking. That is literally hilarious. Oh, that is just hilarious. Never before has people gathered around to see a president master. Oh my goodness, that is. Oh no, I'm going to be having that stuck in my head.
Almost 2 hours of rioting on the Capitol. The National Guard was called in. Slowly, the police were very laid back compared to the Black Lives Matter protests. Some were seen taking selfies with the criminals.
Well, alright, failure in the police system right here. Never take selfies with rioters that are storming the capital of your goddamn nation. This is literally getting intense, and I'm not joking anymore. Seriously, we're under risk of a civil war, people. A civil war. Well, to be fair, if America enters into a second civil war, I just hope that I'm on the right side. By that I mean the side that I want to fight for, not the side where that I'm forced to fight against my will. That's that side I don't want to fight for.
Others seemed to welcome them through the gates. It was a terrible day in the history of this country. Our president and the scumbags who have kept this stolen election charade going, and that's you, Josh Hawley, that's you, Ted Cruz, either intentionally or just wildly irresponsibly lit these fires to start a war just to distract us from the fact that Donald Trump lost the election.
That is surprisingly true and accurate, but at the same time, a lot of the Republicans that actually did indeed support Trump, when they did see what happened on Wednesday, oh yeah, you can imagine lots of distancing going off of Trump. Immediately they try claiming that, oh no, we weren't talking about actual physical violence, that we were just talking about machines doing the work and processing it, and that they didn't actually mean to directly go after stuff. But I say, well, you guys are already too late. You guys should have already said, all right, Trump, you've lost. Literally since November. Do I have to stress the fact that you waited 3 months to just realize that he kept the charade of, oh, the election was stolen? Do I have to emphasize that on how much that can hurt the nation? Seriously, we already have a problem with the news systems, meaning people aren't trusting all news systems, and not all news systems are trusting each other, and they are filling people with some false information. It's a sick thing that happens across America, and unfortunately, we don't have a common enough enemy to even have all of our news channels be united like it did during the Cold War. It's sad, guys. It's sad.
Ted Cruz, this guy doesn't even believe the election was stolen. He knows better than that. He's so hungry for political power. He's so desperate to be liked and supported by these nuts who think Joe Biden is.
Oh no, a buffer. I hate buffers. Come on, stop buffering. Give it a second, guys. Give it a sec. I hate when videos buffer. It's even more annoying since.
Supported by these nuts who think Joe Biden is.
Stop buffering for a sec. If y'all excuse me for a sec, I just need to quickly plug in my computer. Oh yeah, that explains the buffering. Buffering. There. Stay at least charged. Well, if you excuse me as I have to reload the page again. Yeah, no. Hold on, why isn't this working? I swore it was working.
And that's you, Josh Hawley. That's you, Ted Cruz. Either intentionally, Joe Biden is.
Come on, this ain't fair. Tell you what, this is going to be a part 1, and other parts, and part 2 would be out by Wednesday. We'll make that fair since, as you can clearly see, my computer's having some troubles, and honestly, I'm not going to deal with the buffering anymore, as buffering drives me mad. And quite honestly, I've not been feeling that great with controlling my anger, so I'm just going to quickly change this into a part 1, and I'll see y'all for part 2 immediately after I'm done recording this one. Well, by immediately after, I mean after I'm done publishing this one, then I'll go back. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Bye.